Hey guys, it's Annie, and today I am back with some more I Survived. And today I am going to do it a little different. I'm going to try to read more than one chapter, so it'll be like part 10 and 11, so maybe. I'm going to try. I don't remember if I can. But most of the time, I talk too much, and the video ends up being like 14 minutes. And yeah, so it's only been like 39 seconds, 41. And I am going to get with it and get on with this video and start reading. I know I sound a little cruddy, and I'm just tired, crazy. It is like almost 7 o'clock. And yeah, so Dr. Gage turned the SUV around again, and they raced away from the tornado. He punched 911 into his phone. A woman's voice came to the speaker. 911 emergency, this is Dr. Norman Gage. I'm a storm chaser. There is a massive tornado on the ground in southwest Joplin. It could be a mile wide, and it is rain wrapped and almost impossible to see. People need to be warned right away. Dex's heart pounded. He heard right. Could the tornado be 1 mile wide? If the tornado kept going in the same direction, it would wipe out some of the most crowded parts of the city. Dex's school, St. John's Hospital, complex, Dex's church, and all of the stores and supermarket and fast food restaurants that line South Range Line Road. In Dex's neighborhood, the wind shook the windows of the SUV, and the air was filled with leaf branches and black roof shingles. This is a huge tornado and very strong, Dr. Gage warned. Please get the sirens going. He hung up the 911 operator and handed his phone to Dex. Call your parents, he said. Tell them both to take cover and spread the word. Dex glanced at the time. It was almost 5:40. Were they home from the graduation yet? With shaking hands, Dex called home, and he thought was a fast, busy signal sending when he tried to call Mom's cell. Then Dad's cell service cut off. Whew, I'm trying to read some fast. Just then a creasing shriek ran out through the air. Finally, the tornado sirens. But was it too late? And would people pay attention? Would Mom and Dad know to run to the basement? Would Zeke go with them? His dog hated it down there. How many people in Joplin knew it was coming? It was now pouring rain. The gray cloud was completely invisible. A massive tornado was about to hit Joplin, and nobody could see it. Dr. Gage's terrifying words came back to Dex. Black walls of death. The wind was getting stronger, gusting in the howling breaths. Trees swayed back and forth. A huge wind broke off and flew across the street. Dex noticed a new color on the radar map. Pink. Dr. Gage, he said softly. What are those pink dots? They were scattered across the red blobs like sprinkles. Dr. Gage glanced at the screen. His face grim. Debris. He answered calmly. Debris. It took a few seconds to get it. Those pink dots were pieces of houses and buildings and cars that had been sucked thousands of feet into the sky. Dex's eyes flooded with tears. Joplin, his city, was being torn to pieces. Dr. Gage picked up the handset of his ham radio, which would work even when cell service was out. Jimmy, Sarah, are you there? There was a loud crackle in Sarah's voice. Norm, where are you? I'm heading to Joplin. I wish you could see this. It's massive. We're following it in. Stay back, he said. It's right behind us. 20th Street. Dex gasped as he watched a telephone pole break in half and slam onto the road in front of them. The wires erupted into a spray of sparks. Dr. Gage dropped the handset and hit the brakes. Norm, Sarah called. Norm! The car skidded on the rain-slick road. It whipped around in a circle, around and around, slickening the carnival ride. They were heading right for a huge oak tree, and Dex braced himself for a terrible crash. The car swerved at the last minute. They missed the tree. Instead, they pallowed into a chain link fence, breaking through the metal mesh and finally lurching to a stop. They sat there for a moment. Zach turned too stunned to speak. They were in front of Peter's garage where his dad took his car to be fixed. A chunk of the roof tore away and smacked into the car. A stop sign shot past them like an arrow. The wind was really howling now. Branches and roof shingles swirling in the air. Dr. Gage jammed the SUV in reverse and tried to back up. Got a picture. Those pictures aren't the easiest to be seen. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Or maybe we might. It's only 7 minutes so far. And I've got to get these words out, so we got to finish. But the car was tangled inside a broken fence. The sky darkened. The winds howled with furry rocks and branches pounded their windows. Jimmy's panicked voice crackled on the radio. Norm! But Dr. Gage was busy trying to free them from the fence. The wheels spun, the engine whined. Come on, Dr. Gage worked desperately to free the car. At last the car had begun to move. He'd done it. But no, it wasn't Dr. Gage who was moving the car. It was the wind. It rocked the car back and forth, up and down. Suddenly Dex's ears started to pop, and there was noise like nothing Dex had ever heard. Like thousands of Black Hawk helicopters had exploded from the sky. Their engines roaring, blades whirling. The tornado had come for them. I'm going to pause it and see how many pages are in this, because we're already almost done. Okay, guys, I think we can do it because there was 5 pages in this one, there's 5 pages in this one. It's been 8 minutes, and we even did the intro and some talking, so we're going to get into this. All at once, the world shattered, and the rest of the roof flew off the garage, blew up into thousands of pieces, and was sucked up into the sky. A storm of wood and metal leaves churned around, all around them. A lawnmower dropped out of the sky. They were in the middle of the tornado now. Caught in the evil swirling darkness, Dex's ears popped over and over from the pressure. His eyes felt as if they would burst from his skull. He watched in horror as the tornado's chainsaw winds pulverized the garage. The cars parked in front and bounced across the lot. Horrible stench filled the air, a mix of rotting earth and gas. It burned Dex's nose and throat, made it hard to take a breath. But the worst part was the noise. The tornado's whirling roar rose up, mixing the thud, crash, smash of debris plumbing their car. They had to get away from here. Dex remembered all of the tornado drills at school. The rules had been humored to him since kindergarten. Stay inside, get away from windows, rush to the basement and an inside room. Cover your head. Dex knew how dangerous it was to be in a car, even an SUV built for storm chasing. Tornado could yank a freight train out of its tracks and stuck into the sky. Even a tank was no match for a strong tornado. But where else could they go, even if there was an underground bomb shelter right in the parking lot? They couldn't get to it. Stepping outside now would be crazy. I might as well run through a spray of machine gun and grinders and then smash. The window next to Dex shattered, shooting glass across his face. Whoosh! The tornado wind blasted into the car, and hot air packed with dirt and rocks would blast its swirl around Dex, biting into his flesh. Dirt shot up in his eyes, up his nose. The wind kept getting stronger until it seemed that there was an enormous animal in the car with them. An invisible beast, strangling tentacles. It wrapped itself around Dex and pulled him out of his seat toward the window. His seat belt strained, pressing against his neck like a nose cutting into his skin. A noose cutting into his skin. And then it snapped, and Dex went flying toward the open window. Dr. Gage gripped Dex's arm so hard, Dex was afraid it would be torn off. He pulled Dex back, refusing to let him fall into the tornado's hungry jaws. There's a picture that I'm going to show you guys real quick. You can't really see it. Now it's really dark, but it just looks like broken stuff to you. But it's just a picture of the guy with some glass. It's already been 12 minutes. I gotta get these 2 pages read. And yeah. With a mighty jerk, Dr. Gage managed to break the grip of the wind and throw Dex onto the floor. Stay down, Dr. Gage shouted. Dex wedged himself under the dashboard, curling into a tight ball. Roar! The tornado bellowed like a beast whose bloody kill had been snatched away. And now it wanted revenge. With a furious gust, the wind grabbed the car and flipped it onto its side. Dex tumbled from his hiding place and smacked it against Dr. Gage. The car flipped again, so now they were upside down and again and again. Each flip threw Dex across the car, slamming his head against the ceiling, bashing his body against the doors, tossing him so he couldn't tell if he was up or down. The tornado seemed to be toying with the car, a killer cat playing the game with a dying mouse. But now the game was over, and the real terror would begin. The tornado sucked the car off the ground. The metal screeched the ground and grubbed. One of the back doors flew off. This is it, Dex thought. The car was going to get sucked into the sky, and Dr. Gage would be crushed or blown thousands of feet to the clouds. He called out for Mom and Dad, for Jeremy, but the tornado swallowed his cries. Dex squeezed his eyes shut and prayed. There was an explosion, blinding light, and nothing, and then nothing. So that's all. It's been 14 minutes, and I've actually read that really quick. Surprisingly, I read 10 pages in 14 minutes, and I did my best. So if you guys, I know that sounded a little cruddy probably, but I was trying to do my best and get it over with, because it's like almost 7 o'clock, probably almost 7:30 by now, and yeah, so I've got to, so bye guys, I love you. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button if you have not already become a member. Bye.